Believe it or not, there was a time about 2 decades ago when there were only 3 Mega Man games. Sure, a 4th was on the way, but the fledgling franchise was still finding its way in the newly rejuvenated video game industry. These 3 games were very well received, and folks were clamoring for more of the Blue Bomber. But before we'd get to tangle with Pharaoh Man, Bright Man, and the rest of Dr. Cossack's creations, Wily had something to say, in 4-shade monochrome. Dr. Wily's Revenge, as the first portable Mega Man was subtitled, hit the Game Boy back in '91. Fireman, Iceman, Electman, and Cutman made return appearances, leaving Gutsman and Bombman in the dust. Too bad for them. In classic Mega Man style, you get to pick your poison with regards to boss order, though be warned, the difficulty has taken a spike since the original outing. Sure, the music is similar, including the Journey ripoff that is Electman's theme, but the level designs are entirely original and exceedingly brutal. It doesn't help that, relative to the screen size, Mega Man's sprite is huge, setting off a trend that I mentioned in my review of Mega Man and Bass for the GBA. The pixel-perfect platforming that typified the series in the 8-bit era is in full force, the stages themselves are long and grueling, and the enemies are alarmingly resilient. So once you've managed to clear out the first 4 bosses, or if you're finding yourself hamstrung by having to play with your 3DS flat on a table and use a password, you find yourself challenging Wily's Castle, itself another non-trivial mega slog through Sniper Joes, Big Eyes, octopus batteries, and a new Mega Man killer robot called Anchor. And in the middle of this onslaught, a classic teleport room directs you to battles with 4 of Mega Man 2's bosses, Bubble Man, Quick Man, Flash Man, and Heat Man. You might notice that these are the 4 bosses that don't appear in the Game Boy version of Mega Man 2, which also includes 4 bosses from the NES Mega Man 3, and so on until the Game Boy Mega Man 5 decided to give them all a miss and create entirely new robots themed after the planets. It can get confusing to hear me talk about them, but if you're seeing them in print, just remember that the NES games have numbers while the Game Boy versions have Roman numerals. Unless you're looking at the title screens of the NES games, which all use Roman numerals anyway, despite the numerals on the box, and oh god, I've gone cross-eyed. I could go on and on about the difficulty in classifying these weird line-straddling Mega Man titles, but the fact of the matter is the game's just fun. Back when there were only 3 games in the series, the emergence of a portable power with a maniacal difficulty level and 2 games worth of bosses. Well, half of 2 games, rather 66% of 1. And there's Anchor, who's another 12.5%? My eyes are crossing again. Anyway, this is the kind of awesomeness that has a welcome place on the 3DS Virtual Console. Hopefully now, folks might get to learn about Quint, Punk, Ballad, and all the other Mega Man killers that sulk in obscurity until they're mentioned in Battle Network or Mega Man Soccer and everyone just goes, huh?